Hi friends, my name is Meonicorn and welcome to my channel. This is a place where I share my art journey, the things I learned and the things that I love. Today I thought I would show you the painting process of these two small watercolor pieces and talk about what I learned from them, especially the mistakes. Because at the end of the day, we are all learning from our mistakes. First thing first, I stole these reference photos from my best friend's social media. You cannot see me, but I'm putting an air quote on stole because I told him anyway and he wouldn't mind. So these are photos from a Japanese park or a forest. I didn't know the details, but I think they're so pretty and they are great for watercolor practice. I'm using the Winsor & Newton watercolor. It's a half pan palette, and the brushes that I'm using is from my local art store. I think the first mistake I made was start my painting from the bottom right corner. I have no idea why I did that, but based on my observation of myself, I like doing that a lot. I'm a right-handed person, so I think the better routine for me is to start from the upper left corner. So when I need to wait until the previous layer of the watercolor is dry, I can work on the other parts without worrying about my hands get into the way of the wet paint. The second mistake I made was I drew the trunks of the background trees first instead of their leaves. I think that was due to me not familiar with watercolors. I didn't think it was that difficult to cover up the tree trunks with leaves like later on in the painting. I use acrylic a lot when I'm painting, and for a medium like acrylic, it was so easy to cover up mistakes. So I just got used to drawing the things from far away and then cover them up later on. You can tell that actually from the very beginning of this painting because I give the paper a solid light blue wash at the very beginning just because I want some of the blue sky show through from the leaves later. And that doesn't work out. So clearly, this technique doesn't work for watercolors. So I think next time I will draw the leaves first, obviously, and also want to focus on one part of the painting first and then move on to another. The next mistake I make was the biggest one, in my opinion. That is, being not patient enough for watercolors. There are many times in this study I put some new colors in one area and end up discovering that the area near it was not dry. And because the water was floating, so the colors got mixed up, or I left watermarks on the parts that I didn't intend to. I don't know about you, but I don't really like watermarks on my watercolor paintings. I know some artists using them as a kind of special effects, and they look amazing. But in my painting, I found that I couldn't control them enough, and they are very harsh and unnatural. And also, like I said before, they are very difficult to cover up. By saying that, I realized that I didn't address the elephant in the room, which is apparently I used too much water in the study. Otherwise, if there's not much water, they wouldn't leave watermarks. Anyway, the thing I told myself was that I need to wait until the previous layer and the surroundings are dry to apply new paints or colors. I think being patient is very important not only in watercolor paintings, but in art in general. Many times, the more time and effort you put into a piece of art, the better it comes out. And I think these were the three main things I learned from this practice. Apparently, these pieces are not perfect and there are so many things that I could improve. For example, the super bright shining leaves on the left that I don't know what to do about it. But I choose not to critique myself forever and ever and enjoy the small moment of joy when looking at them. And I also want to ask, do you have things that you ask yourself when doing self-critiques? What are the things you pay attention to the most when you're looking at your own works? Because I don't have any audience now, and the only comment I could get from my partner was, "Your art looks great." I know he meant it, but I just want to see things more clearly. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know, and I would very much likely to apply them to my self-critique process. And of course, if you have any critiques about my painting, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, and I appreciate your providing me an opportunity to improve. I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you find this video interesting. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so that we can share this art journey together. In the meantime, stay happy and stay creative. See you next time. Bye!